Today on CHTV, we get an exclusive visit at an animal adoption center for National Adopt a Dog Month. We get the inside scoop on the new lanyard and ID policy, and a recap on the CHS homecoming game. CHTV starts right now. Good morning, Carmel High School. I'm Morgan Mace here with CHTV. October is National Adopt a Pet Month, and CHTV staff member Matt Salier visited Pals for Paws, an all-volunteer dog rescue group located in Kokomo, Indiana. We have an inside look at what it's like to visit a pet rescue center and more on Pals for Paws. Let's send it over to Hallie for a further look.
Thanks, Morgan. I'm Hallie Reeves here with your entertainment update. Our own CHTV staff member, Matt Salier, visited Mary Rouse with Pals for Paws, an all-volunteer dog rescue group located in Kokomo, Indiana. Let's take a look.
It's October, which means it is National Rescue Pet Month, and I was able to get a closer look at a pet adoption event close to Carmel. Although Pals for Paws is no longer able to hold events in Carmel, the organization is still thriving. I got a chance to talk with Mary Rouse, founder of the organization, who is single-handedly running it out of her house, about her almost 23 years rescuing neglected and abandoned dogs.
A lot's changed. When I first started rescuing 20 years ago, I used to have to kind of convince people that these dogs were good dogs and savable. People definitely want to adopt a dog today. Adopting a pet is saving a life, and there are so many wonderful dogs that need homes. It's really sad. They're wonderful pets. Unfortunately, some human has let them down, and their situation is not something that they can control or change. So it's definitely very rewarding.
We got Mary here, who's done a wonderful job. I heard she's placed over 24,000 homeless animals from shelters all over the Midwest. Holly, who we just picked up yesterday, came from Louisiana. And she got spayed and neutered. It's a he. Only had him 24 hours. Got neutered, and we're moving forward. So rescuing is something we put our last rescue down about a month ago, and waited for our heart to mend a little bit. But oh my God, the work she puts into posting pictures and personalities has made it easy, but the variety of animals she deals with is incredible.
Don't be timid. Step up, and if you want to foster the pet for a week or so and see how that goes. And I think you'll fall in love and you won't be able to get the dog back.
For more information, check out palsforpawsinc.com. In other news, Regal is the second largest film outlet in the U.S. and has decided to shut down all 536 locations this Thursday due to COVID-19. COVID-19 has caused many big movie productions to push back release dates, causing movies like Wonder Woman 1984, Black Widow, and A Quiet Place 2 to be postponed. These pushbacks have caused Regal and other cinemas to have a limited audience to no audience at all. We wish the best of luck to these employees as we say goodbye to Regal Cinemas. Now over to Matthew Plachek with your CHTV Sports Update.
Thanks, Hallie. Good morning, Greyhounds. I'm Matthew Plachek here with your CHTV Sports Update live from Carmel Stadium. Friday Night Lights this season has been quite different thanks to coronavirus. Homecoming was not the same spectacle it has been in previous years, but it was still something special nonetheless. CHTV's own Tyler Young went behind the scenes for the game against Ben Davis. Let's take a look. Thank you, Tyler. The Greyhounds have a home game this weekend against the Lawrence Central Bears at 7 p.m. on Friday. Since falling to Center Grove and Cathedral in the first 2 games of the season, the Greyhounds have been red hot. With sectional play kicking off in just over 2 weeks, the Greyhounds are looking to make a statement over the Bears and ride into fall break with a huge win on their shoulders. Carmel has a tough road ahead of them in this year's state tournament. For the first time ever, they find themselves in the southern half of the bracket. That means they could face teams such as the MIC powerhouses, Ben Davis, Warren Central, Pike, North Central, and the undisputed state number 1 right now, Center Grove, before the state finals. This year's state tournament will no doubt be a tough one for the Greyhounds as they look for back-to-back state championships for the first time in Carmel football history. In college news, the Big Ten will start football season next weekend after reversing their stance on playing this fall. IU and Purdue will kick off against Penn State and Iowa respectively. Per Big Ten rules, no fans will be allowed in the stadiums, but I have no doubt that Hoosier and Boilermaker fans across the state will be ready to welcome back college football. That's all I have for your sports update today. This has been Matthew Plotchek. Let's send it over to Brooke Zerker with your weather update.
Hello Greyhounds, my name is Brooke Zerker with CHTV with this week's weather update. We are in luck because this fall break has some beautiful fall weather with no rain in sight. Starting us off, on Thursday we have a high of 68 and a low of 47. On Friday, the high will be 64, and it will be around 42 degrees for the football game at home against the Lawrence Central Bears. On Saturday, the high is 61 and the low is 40. And finally, finishing off our fall break on Sunday, the high is 60 and the low is 42. This has been Brooke Zerker. Now back to the host desk.
Thanks, Brooke. As many of you have probably heard, new protocol requires all CHS students to wear their school IDs around their neck on a lanyard. CHTV sat down with Assistant Principal Mr. Drew to answer all of your questions as to why they need to be worn this year.
My name's Wes Drew. I'm one of the assistant principals in student services, new to Carmel High School this year, and so it's my role. A big reason that we are pushing for students to wear lanyards this year is really, with the masks, part of it is just student identification and safety. It's being able to recognize who our students are, having the ability to communicate with them and know who each other are. So that's a big piece of it. I think the other piece is really you start to also look at with the coronavirus and everything that's been going on, we're looking for ways to increasingly do contactless interactions. So whether it be lunch or the bookstore or wherever else we might be using our IDs, that's a big reason why we're wanting students to have those, use those, and have them out for people to see. As of right now, it's our goal to focus more on the positive side of things. It's not to say that there couldn't be at a certain point, if it becomes a thing down the road where it's more of a non-compliance type of issue or something, we'll kind of deal with those situations as they may arise. But the goal really is to just focus right now on how it improves student experiences in a lot of ways. So, in the long run, we'll see. But for right now, we're just trying to really encourage that and change that culture. We've got lanyards in the student services office, and we have them in the activities office. And for student IDs, you go to the activities office, and we'll be able to get that for you for a small, I think it's $5 fee. So I think it's going to be kind of we'll wait and see kind of approach on how things change and evolve with that. And so you could see, long term that this might be something that we're going to move toward. So, yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to CHTV. Remember to follow us on Instagram at Carmel TV, on Twitter at CHTV, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, CHTV Carmel Television, to keep up to date on all things CHS. This has been Morgan Mace. Have a great rest of your week, Carmel.